Hello, I'm Sally Glick. I'm a partner and the Chief Marketing Officer at Sobel & Company, Certified Public Accountants and Advisors here in New Jersey. And today I'm wearing my hat as the President of the New Jersey chapter of the Association for Corporate Growth. We're going to be having a great discussion today. We're calling that the ACG CEO Fireside Chat, and it's my pleasure to introduce my guest, Dina Opici. Dina is the President of Opici Wine and was this summer actually the keynote speaker at an ACG event, and so many people were so excited to hear your story and to hear all the things you're doing as a multi-generational family that we thought it would be a perfect opportunity for you to share some further details about that story with us. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what is it you're doing at Opici Wine?
I am the fourth generation in a family-owned business that specializes in wine and spirit wholesale distribution. So we are the middle tier in a three-tier system between the wineries and the distilleries, where we source our product from, and the end customer, which for us is the retailers and the restaurants.
Sounds like a wonderful place to be in that middle tier, right? The connector.
I should have brought samples today.
You should have brought samples today. So you mentioned that you're the fourth generation, and I would imagine that, as we always hear, family businesses have a problem with succession and transition because of all the challenges. Families have a great advantage. They also have a disadvantage. Would you tell us a little bit about some of the way that works for you uniquely?
Sure. So my grandfather, who is the second generation, is 101 years old and still involved in the business every day. My mother was an only child, so my brother and I are the only members of the fourth generation, which, you know, for us has really limited any conflict because there's not that many family members to argue about anything with. There's days that I wish there were more of us because obviously, you know, every business has its challenges, and having more family members involved, you know, could be helpful, but we are very fortunate to have the employees that we do on board, and they're all like family members, so it's nice.
So your grandfather's 101 and he's still involved. He calls you and tells you what to do?
Yes, he calls, and well, specifically he calls when he sees something that doesn't look right, but as I tell him, you're on a need-to-know basis, and you only need to know the good things at this point, so we try to keep it that way.
I think that's really good for you as the president also, to have him on the need-to-know basis.
Right.
I worked with my dad for many years, and we had a lot of fun with that as well. So it's wine distributing. I know about wine drinking and consuming. I'm not that good with the distribution end of it. What's different about the industry today? Are there changes? Are there things? Is it the same way it's always been? What's going on there that you need to be aware of, and how do you position yourself to take advantage of all the changes?
Well, there's always new challenges every year, and when we think we've overcome one, usually another one comes along. Our industry is very regulated, so a lot of our challenges come from areas that are difficult to impact in a meaningful way, meaning legislative or local government. So from a compliance standpoint, we're always focused on doing things better. But I will say one of the areas that I think all businesses today are keeping an eye on is e-commerce, and how that impacts business going forward, and how you position yourself to be part of the chain as opposed to possibly eliminated.
Technology is changing the way everything is happening for everybody. It's clear. So you've got not only your own family, but many employees are counting on you across 8 states and around the world. What keeps you up at night?
My kids. Keep me up at night.
I bet they do.
Which is okay with me. You know, you have to learn how to separate the two worlds. Even being in a family business, there has to be time for family and time for business. As with any business, you have to constantly be looking ahead at what's next. And for us, it's about continuing to give the best level of customer service that we can, continue to bring the best products to market, and also look to continue to diversify in a way that makes us more relevant to our customers. So being part of every conversation, and I think I'm always thinking about, okay, well, what else can we do?
You know, I've read many times that one of the reasons that those 3% are the only percent that makes it is because it's so important to have that long-term strategy, and that family businesses in particular are good at that, at building that legacy of having that 5th generation waiting in the wings. And I think that's something that you've done very well. I can just tell from listening to you and all the people that have heard you talk about the things you do and the way you have, with such grace and good humor, managed all the issues that come your way. We're thrilled to have had you here today and have the conversation.
Thank you for having me.
It was wonderful. Thank you for being here.